cookie. Oh, so the question is, this is already a baby in arms. Why are we doing this? And the answer is, it's a good answer too. We mostly are an agency that mostly places older children. And when we place older children, it takes them a long time to get used to living with a family, and they have a choice. The parents can get used to them, they can get used to the parents, on a maybe basis until both child and adults are ready to be a family. And we define that decision where parents say, we want this boy or girl, and the child says, I want to live there. We have kids up to 19 that we place for adoption. So we're talking older kids here, kids who really would not have had a chance. So we're 23 years old, and we have always made a ceremony when the child, the older child and the adult, want to live together forever. See, we don't define as what happens in court as the adoption. You can go to court and it's going to be nothing. The adoption clerk is going to say, is this your signature? And the judge is going to sign 10 pieces of paper, and it's a whole big anticlimactic nothing. That is not the adoption. The adoption happened a long time before. The adoption is an emotional decision where you claim a child as your child. So with older kids and teenagers, it's critically important that everybody sit down at a table and sign how they feel. Kathy and I adopted babies. He says, it doesn't seem fair to us. We've always placed, 6, 8, 10, 12 babies a year. Why don't we have a ceremony for people who adopt babies to officially put on paper how we think you feel? Now, you didn't write it. We wrote it, so it's on the computer. So if you want to change it, we can change it. So we have it, and so this is our adoption ceremony. All we're doing is formalizing, in a way, your claim to your baby. It's not 100% till some judge signs it, but as far as we're concerned, that's the end. I mean, this is what's important, and so that's why we're doing it. Families have put these in a scrapbook, they frame them, they do all kinds of nice things with them, and we have some things for the baby. We write a letter to the baby telling her how this all happened, because she should know. When she's 8 years old and asks you a million questions, you could just pull out the letter. It makes it easy. It really does. Grandparents get to sign, sisters get to sign, all kinds of good things happen here. And the baby can't sign. She can't sign anything, So Kathy, as the deputy director of the agency, signs. Well, even though her head is big.
Yeah.
Prodigy child.
I think she can grip the pencil down.
So, this is a lot. It'll have the feel of buying a house. There's a lot of paper. And the reason there's a lot of paper is that everybody who signs is entitled to a copy of not only what they sign, but what their spouse signs, what their child signs. So, and if you're a grandparent and you sign, you're entitled to have a copy of what you signed to. We have witnesses, so it's very busy. This is going to only take us a few minutes. And the camera, because we really should, Kathy does camera. We should have a picture of everybody signing, because it's nice. Because what you have here is a small ceremony that just acknowledges the truth.
So Maris, would this be used as part of the legal procedure?
It just so happens, funny you should ask, it just so happens that we do so many copies because we send one copy to court. We feel as though the judges should see what we do. And in fact, it's our understanding that some judge somewhere, having seen our covenant, said, well, where's the covenants? They want them for everybody. Why is it called a covenant? It didn't used to be called a covenant. It was an agreement, it was a contract, and we looked for a stronger word. We looked a long time for a word that was a heavy-duty word. Covenant. And we're not a religious agency in any way, but covenant is an Old Testament kind of a word. It's a very strong word. It's a vow. A covenant is a really big deal. So we named these. So we decided we're doing it our way. It's our agency. Kathy's a founder. I'm a founder. We think, what the heck? We'll do what we want. And so this is, and more interesting even than that is if there is a dad, well, sometimes there isn't, but if there is a dad, we always start with dad. And we do that on purpose because the culture still defines child rearing more as a woman's responsibility. And we don't believe that. We believe that it is equal. And so we always start with the dad. So, here's what we do. We wrote a short statement about how we think you feel. You have to sign a lot of them because you get a copy, Dawn gets a copy. The baby gets a copy, the judge gets a copy, I get a copy. It's a lot of stuff. Okay, so I'm going to read this, and if it's wrong or you need me to fix it, I will hot put it out to the computer.
Okay.
Okay,
Right.
let's see.
Okay.
Adoption Covenant, July 12th, 2010. Just 2 months ago, Family Focus Adoption Services offered to my wife, Dawn, and myself the opportunity to become the parents of the baby whom we have named Charlotte. We were told at that time that although Charlotte could be placed with us immediately, the law would not allow us to adopt her until at least 30 days had gone by. Adoption in our definition meaning that claim you make that's permanent. Those 30 days are now long and safely over. Therefore, this afternoon, I witness and make, this is you talking, right? I witness and make public to the agency, to my family, and specifically to Dawn, that I have made a decision to become Charlotte's father. This decision of mine, made visible and tangible by my signing this document this afternoon, is a permanent, unconditional, and irrevocable decision. It is a covenant that I make with Charlotte, independent of any other relationships that I have, and specifically independent of Dawn's decision about becoming Charlotte's mother. I am making Charlotte my daughter, in my life, in my head, and in my heart, in exactly the same way as Maya is my daughter, and as though she were born to me. I will respond to Charlotte, respect her, and love her as her father forever. Because my relationship with Charlotte is forever, I can and do promise that I will never allow anyone, including myself or Charlotte, to interfere with my commitment to Charlotte's good. That has to do with when she's 50.
Try 12.
I recognize that Charlotte will eventually and quite appropriately have a curiosity about her birth family. I promise to respond to her future questions as honestly and as fully as I am able. My signature on this paper in front of Charlotte and all of these witnesses is my vow of all that I have promised you. And finally, I wish to say that I'm proud to become this afternoon Charlotte's father. In shared celebration, I ask Dawn to be my witness. What do you think?
Oh, it's beautiful.
Now you get to sign them, and Dawn gets to witness between blue pens.
It's like a weighty signature, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, that's a pretty big responsibility. I mean, up until now, it was just a party, right?
No, yeah. Well, if getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning is testament to my delighted to. That's very well written, thank you.
It is. Actually, it's going to be staying up until 3 o'clock in the
Right.
morning.
This is the easy one.
Right, this is the easy part.
We'll help you when you get to that point. You know.
Yeah, please do.
It's always good to have friends whose children are older than your children because you get to see what happens next.
We have three teenagers,
Yeah,
but
we're not going to tell you.
No, please don't. You want me to sign?
yeah, exactly.
Very good.
Well, I'll make sure there's not two stuck together.
Stay there like that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, good.
You just put your arm in front of